Comrades, I welcome you all here today on behalf of the Workers' Party and the National Commemoration Committee. The year 1975, for those in the party who lived through it, is burned into our minds. At the beginning of the year, we lost comrades such as Billy McMillan, John Fox, Cheesy Crawford. These three comrades died defending secular socialist republicanism, the three pillars of which our party is founded on. The people who killed them attempted to drag the party down the road of blind militarism. When the INLA shouted "Brits out," a phrase much used at the time by them, what they really meant was a million unionists out, as they would go on to prove. In October of the same year, a hodgepodge of nationalists and right-wing fascists, namely the Provisional Alliance, attempted to wake true socialists and republicans from the streets of Belfast. And if they had been successful, from the politics of this island. At the bidding of their friends in Fianna Fáil and the business classes who saw the potential of our politics. 40 years have passed, and time has not diminished our memory of these comrades who made the ultimate sacrifice. Our history is not for sale. We stand by our actions, good or bad. For it is our history and our struggles that has made us the party that we are today. The only secular socialist republican party on this island. In the words of the International Brigade, Noel Passaran, and power to our class. Thank you, friends. We'll now have the wreath laying. North Belfast, Maureen Branagh. South Belfast, Barbara Latham. East Belfast, Debbie Barry. West Belfast, Margaret McCurry.
Comrades and friends, we gather here today to remember our members and supporters who lost their lives in the tragic year of 1975. I would like to thank you all for coming, especially the family members of those who we are here to commemorate. We share your continuing grief at the loss of your loved ones. Our comrades, our friends were murdered because of their dedication to the ideals of Tone and Conley. They were murdered because of their commitment to the cause of building a revolutionary party and for the working class. They were murdered because of their commitment to building a party dedicated to the unity of Protestant, Catholic and Dissenter. They were murdered because of their commitment to building a party dedicated to the establishment of a democratic, secular, socialist, unitary state on the island of Ireland, a republic. Standing here today, comrades, we must remember why it was that our party came under such vicious attack in 1975, a year when our very political existence came under two very different threats. The first threat sprang from within and was composed of a dangerous mix of elements who refused to accept the direction and vision adopted by the leadership with the support of the membership. A vision that led ultimately to the adoption of the simple title, the Workers' Party in 1982. The second was an external threat and came in the form of a fascist pogrom launched by the sectarian nationalists of the Provisional Alliance with the collusion of the British state at a point when they thought they would be able to finish off the Republican clubs. How wrong they were. Make no mistake, comrades, the forces ranged against us may have stretched from ultra-leftists to reactionary nationalists in Kevin Street and in Whitehall, but they had much in common. They shared a hatred of our party's democratic, secular, anti-sectarian, international socialist politics. They also, for different reasons, each needed the sectarian division and the violence to continue and to worsen. In 1972, the IRA had realised that the violence was deepening sectarian divisions and that the people of Ireland wanted peace. It called a ceasefire in May that year. When it did so, it made clear that the political struggle would continue, and it restated clearly its commitment to building a democratic, secular, socialist republic. A few weeks later, at the grave of Wolfe Tone, Sean Garland reiterated the movement's belief that a revolution could not be made by a small conspiratorial elite, but only by a mass movement of the people. He laid out clearly what was needed if such a movement was to be built. A revolutionary party committed to the building class consciousness and unity among all the workers of Ireland. As he said, the Revolutionary Party of the People recognises only the unity of the working class and will not now engage in any campaign which could only have the effect of helping the miserable rulers of the working class to survive. Let me repeat once more that organisation, education and agitation must, first and foremost, be the means that we employ to fight the people's fight. The vision laid out by Sean Garland was one that the overwhelming majority enthusiastically supported, but some refused to do so. Seamus Costello, disappointed in his hopes of advancing to leadership, became a focal point for them. Following the defeat of his faction and his expulsion, he attracted some elements from outside the movement as well for his organisation. What Cathal Goulding quite rightly described as the sewer rats of Costello and McAlliskey, unable to abandon militarism and sectarianism and failed to divert the movement from its path, tried to use the then Republican movement's resources to launch a campaign of terrorism, including sectarian attacks. This inevitably led to conflict, during which 3 of the people we have come here today to honour were murdered and many other comrades were injured. With the damage inflicted by these events, in terms of members dead, injured or imprisoned, the provisionals thought they had an opportunity to remove us from the political stage. In the context of the Cold War, the state was happy to collude with them to do so. Because of our socialist politics, Merlin Rees, the Secretary of State for Northern Ireland, had identified our party as the most serious long-term threat to both states in Ireland, just as Fianna Fáil had done in the late 1960s. It was not for nothing that the provisionals boasted of being a wedge against communism in Ireland after their attack on the party. The provisionals could not abide the fact that our political message and our anti-sectarian campaign was gathering support in areas they regarded as theirs. Nor could they forgive the fact that the very existence of our party exposed the hollowness of their sham republicanism, revealing it for the squalid sectarian nationalism that it was. With their fascist mentality of wanting total control of non-unionist areas, they launched their attempt to, in their own words, get rid of the Republican clubs. We must never forget, comrades, just what this involved. It was not simply the targeting of our members and premises. It was also attacks on the homes and families of our members, with many people being intimidated out of their homes and jobs. This was no feud. It was exactly what we have always called it, a fascist pogrom. The provisionals miscalculated not only in our strength, but our determination and our commitment. We refused to fold. We refused to give up on anti-sectarianism. We refused to abandon socialism. We did not betray the cause of the working class, and we never will. Refusing to bow down, refusing to be broken, we fought for our beliefs. We not only survived the onslaught, vicious as it was, but we come out of it more determined than ever to continue our work of building the Revolutionary Party. Comrades, events like today and other fitting memorials and remembrance are important in commemorating our comrades who give their lives for this party and our vision of the future. We must never forget their sacrifice, but memorials are not enough on their own. It is vital that we act upon the message that was delivered at the gravesites of our comrades murdered in 1975 by Cathal Goulding, Des O'Hagan, Frank McLeod and others. Each of these orations stressed that the struggle for working class unity, the struggle against sectarianism, and the struggle to create a party capable of bringing about the establishment of a democratic, secular, socialist republic must and would continue. Each oration stressed that the most fitting tribute to our dead comrades was to continue with the fight for socialism, to which they dedicated and ultimately sacrificed their lives. There are those who knew that then, who today prefer to forget that, but we in the Workers' Party never will, can never forget this. To do so would be to betray the sacrifices made by our comrades, to rob those sacrifices of their meaning. Therefore, while we commemorate their deaths in a range of ways, we never lose sight of one essential fact. The best tribute to our comrades is the Workers' Party itself, and its ongoing struggle to forge the unity of Protestant, Catholic and Dissenter, to raise class consciousness, to educate, agitate, organise, and to create an Ireland ruled by the workers for the workers. To truly honour our fallen comrades means building the Workers' Party. Thank you, comrades.